Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, The Sympathizer, The Black Kaiser, Butterfly, Classified, Fog of War, Neither Confirm Nor Deny, and Birdseye are just 7 of the upcoming spy movies or series that we'll fill you in on today in our Spy Movie News, May 30th, 2023 edition. This is Tom from SpyMovieNavigator.com. Let's just jump right in and start with some new spy entertainment projects. We'll follow this with some quick updates on a few items we mentioned in earlier Spy Movie News episodes. The first new project we can talk about is Paris Has Fallen. This is the next project in the Has Fallen series. Now, you may have seen the Gerard Butler movies Olympus Has Fallen, London Has Fallen, and Angel Has Fallen. Well, Paris Has Fallen is planning to be a television series, not a theatrical movie. According to an article on MovieWeb.com, actor Matthew Katsovitz is the lead in the series, Vincent. The article describes Vincent as, quote, a protection officer to a French minister who is the target of a terror group led by the villain Jacob. Vincent works with MI6 operative Zara to keep the politician safe. But they eventually unravel a wider plot, suspecting that a security service colleague is feeding information to Jacob, who is always a step ahead in his mission to bring down Paris. The series is still being shopped, so we'll have to update you later where you'll be able to watch Paris Has Fallen. Gerard Butler says there's another movie in the works, Night Has Fallen, although the talk about that movie started way back in 2020. So who knows if or when we'll see Butler return as Mike Banning on the big screen. Next up is Fog of War. Set toward the end of World War II, Fog of War will star Jake Abel, Brianna Hildebrand, and John Cusack. This movie was being shopped at Cannes. The Hollywood Reporter describes Fog of War like this, quote, set in the closing months of World War II, Fog of War tells the story of injured American pilot Gene and his OSS agent fiancée Penny as they retreat to a remote estate in Massachusetts to stay with Penny's distant uncle Robert. Unbeknownst to her, the OSS has recruited Gene to spy on the family and the surrounding community, as top-secret documents related to the D-Day invasion have been stolen, and an enemy mole is somewhere nearby, preparing to turn these plans over to the Axis powers. Unquote. As usual, we'll keep you posted as we hear more. Aaron Eckhart has been one busy actor in spy movies. He's starring in another spy movie that was just shopped at Cannes. This time, it's the espionage movie Classified, and filming is already wrapped on this one. Aaron Eckhart is joined by Tim Roth and Abigail Breslin. In the last year, we've told you about the movies The Bricklayer and Chief of Station that Eckhart is helming, so he now adds Classified to his spy movie resume. The plot on Classified sounds interesting. Eckhart plays Breslin's father, and he's a CIA hitman who's been receiving orders for almost 20 years. Breslin is an MI6 analyst who finds out that Eckhart's division was shut down a long time ago. So who's been giving Eckhart his orders? We'll have to watch this one to find out. Birdseye. In 2018, Jennifer Lawrence starred as a sparrow in Red Sparrow. In the upcoming movie Birdseye, Oscar nominee Maria Bakalova plays a swallow spy. Sparrow and swallow are both terms used for sexpionage. In fact, Birdseye was inspired by the book Sexpionage, the Exploitation of Sex by Soviet Intelligence. So in Birdseye, Bakalova's character is based in Washington. Her childhood love is out to kill her on the orders of Russia. Yikes. Given the cast of Maria Bakalova, Jean Reno, and Ty Simpkins, we expect this to be a good one. This next one you have to love the title of. Neither Confirm Nor Deny. Greenwich Entertainment has acquired the North American distribution rights for this documentary, so this is a documentary. The plot is about a mission in 1974 where the U.S. government sought to find the sunken Soviet submarine K-129. The mission was codenamed Project Azorian. The Soviets in the U.S. were in a race to find the sub and its nuclear missiles, except the Soviets didn't know the U.S. was trying to find this wreckage. The U.S. wanted to keep this a secret, especially from the Soviets. Well, the press found out about the mission, and the U.S. government tried to get the story delayed. In addition to this documentary, a fictional adaptation may happen, but we can neither confirm nor deny that rumor. Okay, so now we're going to turn to a bunch of updates to spy movies and series that we've already told you about. But as usual, we keep you posted as we learn more. We'll start with the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. We mentioned in our February 28, 2023 episode that the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare was in production. Well, they've wrapped filming now, and Henry Cavill has shared some footage from this Guy Ritchie movie. You need to check out Cavill's mustache and beard on this one. You can catch the footage on movieweb.com. And of course, they're talking about trying to make this a franchise. Who isn't these days, especially if it's a Guy Ritchie project? The next one up is Butterfly. Also in that February 28th episode, we mentioned that Daniel Day Kim was going to star in a series called Butterfly for Amazon. Well, that was some early information. Now we know that Amazon Prime Video has ordered the first 6 episodes of this series, although production has not yet started. Another upcoming spy movie we've mentioned in the past is Amateur. As we've dived into this one more, this appears to be a remake of the 1981 movie, The Amateur. That time it starred John Savage, Christopher Plummer, and Martha Keller. Both movies are based on the novel by Robert Littell. In the 1981 movie, the death of a different person created the impetus for the movie than what we're going to get in this version, so they've tweaked it a bit. Now, we told you in February that Rami Malek had signed up for this one. We now know that Holt McCallany, Julianne Moore, Rachel Brosnahan, and Lawrence Fishburne have signed on for this thriller. So yes, this is really a good cast, and we'll be watching for this one to come out. Now we're going to move to one called Special Ops Lioness. Now, we've talked about this one in a few different spy movie news episodes. However, we had been calling it Lioness. Well, now the series has been given the official title of Special Ops Lioness. And Special Ops Lioness stars Nicole Kidman, Zoe Saldana, Liza de Oliveira, and Morgan Freeman. We've yet to see a release date, but we'll keep you updated as we learn more. Deadline.com has an article on this, including 9 publicity photos. Again, back in February, we told you about the upcoming Jude Law, Nicholas Hoult spy movie, The Order, and that we hadn't really heard much about it. Well, now we can tell you that Mark Maron, Jurnee Smollett, Allison Oliver, and Odessa Young have signed on to the movie. Plus, we also know that Law will play an FBI agent, and Holt is the leader of a terrorist organization. The Order started filming this month. And now we move to True Lies. Now, this one has been released, but we have an update. CBS is not renewing the Steve Howey and Ginger Gonzaga TV reboot of the movie True Lies. It was a one and done. According to an article on MovieWeb.com, quote, although the series set itself up as a promising addition to CBS's season, the series has been the lowest performing show across the network, making its cancellation an inevitability rather than a surprise. Having said that, the series did manage to maintain a constant viewership throughout its run, suggesting there will be a loyal group of fans who are unimpressed with the news. Unquote. Next, last month we told you about the upcoming HBO spy series, The Sympathizer. It isn't expected to be released until 2024. Well, we have one update for you here. Marine Delterme has signed on to the cast. She's an actor/model, probably best known in France for her series, Alice Nevers. We'll continue to keep you updated as we hear more on this one. Last May 31st, we told you about the upcoming movie, The Black Kaiser, starring Mads Mikkelsen. Well, a year later, we can tell you that actor Vanessa Hudgens has joined the project. Hudgens starred with Mikkelsen in the 2019 Hitman movie, Polar. Also, the director has changed from Jonas Ackerlund, who we told you about last year, to Derek Bort. Filming is expected to start this fall. Sad news for the fans of the TV spy series Archer. This popular animated television spy series will end after season 14. The final season will debut on August 30th, 2023. Archer debuted in 2009. In those 14 years, there have been only 3 James Bond movies. So sad. Right, so speaking of Bond, again we're going to ignore all the speculation about what's next for the James Bond franchise. Until we hear something from Eon Productions, nothing you hear can be taken as reality. However, we were wondering if you had $100 million extra to spare. If so, you could buy the island of Little Pipe Key in Exuma in the Bahamas. This island was featured in Casino Royale in 2006 and Pirates of the Caribbean. So, for a cool $100 million, you can get your Bond on. Okay, let's talk about Citadel. Season 1 of Citadel ended with this past weekend's release of Episode 6, Secrets in the Night Need Early Rains. We've previously told you that there will be a Season 2, now called Citadel Diana, and there is a small bit about it at the end of Episode 6 of Season 1. Season 2 will exclusively be directed by Joe Russo, where Season 1 had multiple directors. Italian actor Matilda De Angelis will be the central character in this one, and Italy will be the next location for Season 2. It looks like Citadel is following the lead of The Avengers and White Lotus by building a franchise that'll have adventures in different parts of the world, with mostly new casts. Citadel Diana is expected to be released in 2024. Well, you can't say that Mission Impossible has a bad hype machine. I mean, this thing is in high gear for Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. We're getting everything from more trailers and photos to Christopher McQuarrie saying there may be more sequels after Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 2. Well, the big news, however, is that the US release date has changed, and this time it was moved up, not delayed. The original US release date was Friday, July 14th, 2023. The new date is 2 days earlier, on Wednesday, July 12th. This change was made to keep it in sync with the international rollout. Okay, technically there are countries with release dates through July 21st, but this ties the US date to the first rollout date of July 12th. So the UK, France, Canada, Italy, Philippines, Brazil, India, and more will all release on the 12th, including here in the US. Now we applaud this as one of our big complaints about the James Bond franchise is the long release cycles of its movies. With the internet, finding out what happens will be almost instantaneous with the initial release location, and that can spoil a movie. So kudos to the powers that be in making this release date change. Thank you. As a fan, we appreciate it. Another thing we've learned about Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 is that its runtime has been announced. Don't drink too much liquid before going to see Part 1. It has a final runtime of 2 hours and 36 minutes. And that doesn't include the credits, or any mid or end credit scenes that they might add. So you've been warned, this one is long. And that's it with the movies and series that we're going to talk about. We would like to remind you that the writer's strike is continuing, which could put a damper on things. Remember, Quantum of Solace and the story arc of Daniel Craig were affected due to the writer's strike in 2007. We might not have had that Daniel Craig arc if that strike hadn't occurred. And this brings us to our in memoriam section. Film editor John Wright passed at the age of 79. Wright was a prolific editor with work on movies such as Speed, Convoy, The Running Man, and more. However, spy movie fans will know his editing on the 1990 movie The Hunt for Red October. This was one of 2 movies that earned Wright an Academy Award Best Film Editing nomination. He shared this one with Dennis Verkler. The second nomination he received was for Speed. Raymond Austin. Stuntman and director Ray Austin died at the age of 90. Among the movies he performed stunts in are North by Northwest, which was uncredited, The Saint, The Avengers, Spartacus, and Peter Gunn. He was the director or stunt director on Cleopatra, The Avengers, The Return of the Man from U.N.C.L.E., and many others. American footballer and actor James Brown has passed at 87. Brown is considered one of the best players in National Football League history. His first movie was The Dirty Dozen. Spy movie and TV fans will know his work in the movie Ice Station Zebra and an episode of the TV show I Spy. Rock star Tina Turner has died at the age of 83. Turner had a long superstar career as a singer, and James Bond fans will know Turner as the singer to the title song of the 1995 movie GoldenEye. Paul Pladen. Writer and producer Paul Pladen passed at the age of 80. Among his writing credits are 14 episodes of the television series Mission Impossible and 3 episodes of The Wild Wild West. Austrian actor Helmut Berger has died at age 78. He's probably best known for his role as Martin von Essenbeck in The Damned, for which he received a Golden Globe nomination. Spy movie and TV fans will have seen him in The Return of the Saint and Codename Emerald. And finally, film editor John Rafua died at 58. He's probably best known for his editing of Avatar. His work on Avatar was recognized with a Best Editing Oscar nomination, which was shared with Stephen E. Rifkin and James Cameron. Spy movie fans will have seen his work on Olympus Has Fallen. So that's a wrap. This has been Tom from SpyMovieNavigator.com and our show, Cracking the Code of Spy Movies. Please help us out and subscribe to our show through your favorite podcast app. Thanks for listening. We appreciate it.